Welcome back to Anna Mondays. I'm the JJ. You can't even. Welcome back to Tokyo Ghoul Part 4, years 2015. We're just gonna get right into this because we're in our final part!
I have lost my ability to can.
So, starting on episode 7, where we left off, we start off with another Kaneki fit out of nowhere, which we've discussed in our last review is pretty much just...
Jarring!
Didn't know we were on an episode of Invader Zim. It's funny, because in that tantrum, Kaneki sees Rize and Yamori crawling up his leg with this hazy black and red visual. I'm actually gonna I'm not gonna even lie, I like this. This is a pretty nice visual here, pretty nice animation of them. The idea behind it, we all get, is basically they're getting to him. All this baggage that's being added is basically taking up the car, so to speak. Eto is laying at the very bottom of the screen, where, like, see where my hand is? This is Eto. Everything else over here, all of this, nothing.
Yeah, it's
That fails on 2 levels. One, on framing a shot, which is just basic, it's just basic cinematography, basic camera work. You don't do that. The other one is on an art level, because this is animated, that is...
nothing there other than her head.
So much negative space. That is a huge no-no. And the idea behind the scene was for what? Just, like, what was the point of having her there? If you're gonna have negative space and use it, you can use it in a fun way, but they don't. It's literally just, here's that toe. We just didn't want to draw anything else.
Just didn't want to do anything.
Can we go home early today? Toka being helped by Hinami, I think this is fucking beautiful, and as you brought up, it's just a really touching scene, and just a nice full circle moment. Toka's passed out from studying to get in a kami, or kami, however you say that. You have Hinami walk in the room and put the blanket over her and basically take care of her, and seeing Hinami act mother-like is both depressing and kind of touching at the same time.
It's kind of a full circle to her character, really.
Completely, yeah. Tsukiyama comes back, he gets yet another door reveal in Anteiku, and you basically fucking live here at this point. Give me next month's rent!
Fuck hey.
We get a couple really good quotes here, one of them being, El Dorado!
El Dorado! Because the animation did not match the energy that the Seiyu had.
But the echo made it work no matter what happened. The other quote that I want to mention is, "Don't worry, little princess."
English that matches the level of Joseph Joestar.
We have the scene where Tsukiyama takes little Hinami, well, not so little anymore, out to basically this cafe, the same one he took Kaneki to in the past. I'm convinced it was just so he could have someone to sit there and wait for him while he sniffed a handkerchief, because there really wasn't anything or reason for him to do so. But whatever. He takes her out, she's eating, he goes to the bathroom to do what I just said, basically rub one out in the bathroom real quick. And we get a nice little cameo from Eto.
Before that, the scene we're seeing of him in the bathroom is like almost verbatim the scene he did in the first season. But
the way Takatsuki just sits down with Hinami and starts drinking a soda and talking to her nonchalantly, she's really taking her time. I mean, Tsukiyama's like 3 feet away in the fucking bathroom. He opens the door. What the fuck's going on? You're had.
Yo, who the fuck are you?
You really shouldn't be sitting down right now.
He apparently personally knows her, if you remember what he said.
Oh yeah, touche. Dude, that's even worse. That's literally, okay, now something's fucking shady going on. What the fuck?
We don't know if he was lying or not on that point.
That's a fair point.
He was still trying to really get in Kaneki. I mean, need him at the time.
The way Takatsuki talks to Shinohara, because she eventually makes her way to the CCG and starts weaving into his fucking mind.
Right after talking to Hinami and essentially giving her a card that looks like it would be important later. That card goes nowhere.
Looks like it. I got a problem with the way Takatsuki talks to Shinohara, because she's just doing the same thing that she would do to any other schmuck, where it's just literally like, I'm just gonna spout off. I'm basically letting on right now that I know a lot more than I know. Blah, 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 blah. And Shinohara's just, okay. You are a high-ranking official.
She wants to know stuff about ghouls, because obviously she's a writer. However,
it was shady as shit.
No. It's not really that shady, because writers will do crazy shit. Where it got shady was when she brought up how, do you think it's possible to create an artificial ghoul? And right then and there, Shinohara, who's been studying about a possible artificial ghoul, should be like, Oh, shit!
And no, it doesn't happen. He just fucking talks to her, that scene ends, and then they go to Anteiku at her fucking command. Well, again, how do you know this about Anteiku? How do you know anything you know? This isn't a comparative point, this is just telling you what happened in the manga in case you haven't read it. Go ahead and say what you wanted to.
In the manga, this is Amon and not Shinohara, and not Juzo with him. And Amon doesn't really have cause to suspect her of anything, especially on the artificial ghoul point or whatnot.
He's not that high of a rank either.
Yeah, he's not that high of a rank, and he's digging for information to find, like, all the whatever ghoul at the time he was trying to look for. I can't remember if that was the binge eater still or whatnot. But either way, this scene just looks really dumb in the anime because of how they handled it. You
picked the wrong character to do it with. Sato! That would have been awesome. That would have given Sato some more screen time.
Yeah, needed screen time because holy hell.
That Tata thing later is really undercut
we get emphasized scenes on this character and just nothing gets done with him.
So then you have Toka, who's told by Hinami because Kaneki comes back and, oh, it's this deal that I just don't care. I don't feel anything for him coming back. I don't. But anyway, he's back, so yay, I guess.
We don't, because we're 6, 7 fucking episodes in. What are we?
7. We're 7 in.
Yeah, we're 7 episodes in, and Kaneki has just been nowhere. The only few times we've really seen him, he said maybe a sentence and gone crazy, had a crazy fit.
Completely true.
And...
so Kaneki's back, yay, I guess, and Toka runs her ass back to the fucking, again, get used to that, running back to fucking Anteiku. She gets there, and you just missed him. That's the exact quote we got. You just missed him, and she auto-finds him. She's a GPS. So Shinohara, as per Takatsuki's advice, visits Anteiku, and we get a really awesome scene of the two people, just Yoshimura and Shinohara, the two Anteiku's #1 and what we know as fucking CCG side's #1 that we've been following so far. And we really see both of them really doing a mental battle here, and I think that's one of my favorite scenes. Move on to episode 8. It's really dumb to start with a conversation that's supposed to happen previous episode and just pick up the episode with it, because we do that in this episode. The first thing we really see is Kaneki and Yoshimura's conversation from last episode in a flashback.
Yeah, and
it's pointless.
It's basically the conversation that Kaneki had when he came down Teiku before Toka missed him, and it's like, why are we getting this in this episode?
So from that backstory, we go back to the present for I'd say about a minute, and then we go right back into Yoshimura's backstory. So this is not only just a backstory episode, but a Yoshimura episode.
Yeah.
So now we get fucking his stuff where it's basically, first of all, it's just jarring as shit. Let's just start with that. It's literally just, boom! What are these 3 guys or 4 guys doing here? Who are these people? I don't know any of these people. Then Yoshimura Young pops in, and I didn't even realize that was Yoshimura at first until it fucking actually took a second to adjust.
Yeah, I fucking hated that. Like, oh, look at this emphasis on these generic characters. I'd also like to add that this could have literally been the episode before this.
Yeah.
With a little editing work, this all could have been told in the last episode.
And I think it should have, because right after it we get more backstory, which is the actual meat of his backstory, meeting what's her name, and actually, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. She's literally kind of just there for the sake of an actual point, but she's there to die. I do love the line, "It must have been hard being alone all this time." That was a really nice, strong punch. The way they just cut to his wife's death, though, is the way they do it. It's just literally, here's how they're getting along. Oh, here's their milestones, and then she's dead. The scene that they do it in is just dead.
It was a little.
We needed a lead-in for this. It was just so.
It was harder to swallow than the fact that they all they did was imply what she did to keep her baby alive, and not what we didn't really get to see her actually doing. They closed the door. I thought it's nice enough, but Japanese.
They Rocky montage their relationship, so it's not as digestible.
Yeah.
We get some more good slice of life with Toka and Yoriko. One wants to own a cafe, whatever. The other one wants to be a chef. The one thing I do have to say is we get Toka and Yoriko, and you know what that means. Like a GPS, we truly will never lose our way.
Don't lose your way.
Really are that dynamic, but I love it.
Tying a good series into a bad series.
I thought I'd be able to cook for you every day. If that's not Mako, or at least the Mako family.
There is that sort of relationship there.
We get a really great final meeting of Yoshimura and Shinohara, where they're both at Anteiku right before the shit's about to break. Shinohara walks in and they sit down and they have their nice final cup of coffee together.
Oh yeah.
This one's on the house.
Yeah, right before the raid.
Now, I know we say non-comparative, but I do want to mention, I know you want to mention it too, this is actually something that's done in the anime that isn't done in the manga.
This isn't done in the manga, and I actually like it.
Yeah, I just want to put the other side on there.
This really just goes to show my point. they really should have tried harder at doing their own thing instead of just copy pasting scenes from the manga.
Yeah.
It helped you without them actually saying the words. It helped them to better understand one another's viewpoint.
Oh yeah.
And see things from the other side, especially in the case of Shinohara.
It gave us almost an Amon Kaneki moment of just, I wish we could have met under a different set of circumstances.
It was Amon and Kaneki, but 2 old men instead.
Yeah, so it was a lot more, matured almost.
It was a different way of doing that, and I liked it.
That's actually really clever because those 2 are the grizzled old veterans, and Amon is comparatively young.
They're the old men who are worn out and see the world for what it is.
And Kaneki is a young upstart, but he's got some increasing power, and so does Amon. It's just really a fun parallel there. But we see CCG running to Anteku earlier, like when Toka and Yomo left, and we see like a car pull away, and they're running up already. But then we end this episode basically with them asking for permission to attack. You set that up way too fucking early. I think the idea is they're setting the perimeter and waiting for the order.
That's another part of my problem with this is it's so paced weird.
It is really weird.
Like, again, nice scene, but outside that area, people are surrounding the building, yada yada, and they're waiting there.
So you think it's about to go down.
And with the next few events that follow, it seems like they're waiting hours there.
And you know what? That's even more. Why didn't Yoshimura and fucking Itami and whatever just try to run away in the 5 hours they had to get away? You didn't have to fight.
To be fair,
the idea is he wanted his final stand, I guess.
It's Yoshimura's cafe, and he'd rather die with it. He'd rather die with the idea.
Than reopen it? Reopen it? That was an accident.
No, you were an accident. I've talked to your mom.
Oh. We move on to episode 9. We open on Sato dealing with his will paper, which is nerve-wracking, even for the audience. I thought that was really well handled. I don't want to die sprawled out on them.
There's still that missing element, though, of he has no real development. We haven't had anywhere near.
It does feel a bit hurried. Like, why did you get rushed to the front lines as far as characters were following?
It's almost like they work a little too hard on making it like depressing for him. Primarily because they know they didn't give him enough time.
Here's a two-hand thing. On one hand, Juzo's paper airplane is thrown from the top of I'm assuming the CCG building, and goes all the way into fucking Japanese Times Square for no fucking reason. It goes down in an arc. It wouldn't continue to just fall and go straight like that. That's not how that works, unfortunately. So Kaneki seeing that's not cool. That doesn't work. Yeah. What is cool is that actually leads him to seeing the television, which sees CCG's attacked, and it's, holy shit!
That was cool. That was cool.
Here's the thing that I want to bring up. There's a really beautiful quote. We're getting ready for the actual battle. Shit is hitting now. I'm getting kind of excited, even in the anime. This is actually getting pretty cool. We get fucking Yoshimura in a cloak, which it's obvious it's Yoshimura, fucking slowly growing his Kagune out. And you just see it forming over his face, and
I think that was cool.
This exact line, I'm just going to read this entire quote. This is it's like a small paragraph snippet. The act of taking from others is tantamount to evil. From when we're born, we're nothing but parasites. Life is nothing more than a succession of sins. Life is evil itself. I'm conscious that I am evil, and the same applies to you all. Now come and kill me.
Come and kill me.
This is a fucking movie moment. This is awesome.
And this is part of the thing that makes me think this would have a great live action adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
Get the right people on it, and we got gold.
If I was Juzo, I swear to God, my line would be, this is amazingly cool. But the fight itself, really cool, actually. We get Kuroyuwa Shinohara versus Owl at the beginning. You see them. Granted, I will say that most of these fights translate to, just put your hands up for a second. Dodge here. That is pretty much most of the fights, but instead of hands, we have blades.
Oh yeah, wait, is this when they're all beating on?
On Owl, and it's literally just that moment in Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Good times tonight. It's literally just Queen's playing in the background, they're circling them.
Someone make that like a GIF, please.
And it gets worse when the other two people come in.
Yeah.
And we get like the full group. We move on to episode 10. Toka's still running.
Yeah.
So Toka's...
Yeah. Everyone who's read the manga and hates Rude...
She had just started last episode.
100% right.
Had just started last episode. In this episode we pick up, she's still running. And this time it's a little bit different though. It's not just running scenes of Toka, we get images of Itami and Koma.
Just some of the hits that they take, especially Koma, which is just like, you took a blast that basically destroyed your abdomen. How are you alive?
Kaneki rolls up Randy Orton style to save Itami, who honestly probably at this point should be actually dead, and Koma. They both are dead.
More specific, Itami took a couple...
We also don't see him save Koma, so what?
Itami took a couple, like fragments to, like, the back and shit, but she could survive that. Koma took a fucking, like, Kamehameha through the abdomen.
And he doesn't even go to get him. He just shows up in the next scene as if
yeah, he just shows up sitting there.
Got a weird transition into a flashback here. Fucking Mato, while they're all fighting this, just walks in with this golden aura around him. Mato, not Akira, Kureo. Just walks in like he's about to Goku father-son Kamehameha the owl.
Yeah. I think it could be cool, but it's just like to anyone watching this, it's just like, wait, what?
It's the transition.
And then the transition
It's the transition that's weird. Honestly, just have done a regular flashback as your dying moment. I do have to point this out. I feel like that they realized Yoshimura's death was sort of deflated the way they do it, so they basically had him fall apart and his mask was crumbling so you could really see Yoshimura. I think they didn't have faith that... This is my personal idea. I don't think they had faith that people could feel for the actual owl. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, he's still in it.
Because, yeah, so they had to have Yoshimura shine through at the end, and I think that's kind of cheap, to be honest. It's just me personally. I think that's just not having faith in your audience.
It really reeks of they didn't know if they're going to do another season.
That's a fair point, too. That's a fair point.
So just trying to make it look definitive here.
We end on a fist hanger. I actually got two points I want to end here. Fist hanger on Amon and Kaneki, which is actually pretty cool. The idea of them being so out in a wide shot with both parties cool. and having the flashlights behind Amon.
I wonder which one's Amon.
yeah, right. Oh, maybe these 7-foot-tall fucking dinosaurs standing there. We see the owl show up to spice up this little cliffhanger, and we move on. And that's pretty much... Edo Owl, that is. The real owl is... well, not real, but... The other owl's on the ground. If we only met some other way, I'd enjoy a talk with you. I mean, honestly, you brought this up. Just fucking talk. You brought up the counterpoint to this, but just fucking talk now before you kill him. There's absolutely no reason this has to happen right this fucking second. You can get the point out you want to get out.
Japan, duty tropes, you know. It's just what it is.
I know, it's just so fucking stupid.
Also, he's John Cena.
But it's fucking stupid.
John Cena.
I know, and he doesn't let young talent over, so there you go. We have never seen a character other than a ghoul move to the speed, and even then it looks silly. So when we see Arima lightning speeding around, wow. Also, that really should lead the audience to believe that ghouls are working for the CCG. Okay, here's one thing that really fucking bothered me. Hachikawa, or Vash the Stampeevil, if you will, he scares away ghouls by, so, you're gonna fight me, eh? Yeah! This is literally, I brought this up to you, this is literally me in the morning taking a bowl of Rice Krispies, pouring milk on it, and running away when I hear them snap at me. This is your fucking food!
You know, I get it, it's supposed to look intimidating, but to ghouls who survive by eating people, to see the inner muscle and whatnot, essentially the
what
meat,
you snack on?
the very inside of what you eat. That shouldn't be intimidating to you. That should be like, yum.
Why didn't Noro kill Hide after the Sato thing? Like, we cut to it, we honestly should have just seen something.
Yeah, all we saw was
we see Hide get cut, you could have had the, oh my god, is Hide dead? Is he gonna survive? No, it's just it cuts and we were left to question what happens.
Yeah, technically Takizawa's dead, as far as we know.
Yeah.
And Hide watched it happen to him. Hide watched him die. Then he's like, oh. And then Noro, like, does the quickest version of, the Exorcist scene. The quickest version of that I've ever seen. Just completely 180s his head to look at Hide, and then nothing.
Like, shouldn't we have done something to, like, oh god, there was stakes here, yeah, like, at least go to attack at the very least.
This was
nothing.
This was fucking Tatara and Noro here. You're gonna tell me that they didn't fucking kill a kid dressed up in a CCG uniform?
And it truly seems like they did it just for the sake of plot convenience, so later on, it's that whole scene with him and Kaneki, which one of them are bleeding? I don't get it.
Like, am I supposed to believe that one of them just walked up, shanked him, and then he, A, somehow got away, or B, they let him go?
The reveal that Eto is not only the one-eyed owl, but Yoshimura's baby as well. They do that after the credits of episode 11. you know, there is a nice chunk of people who don't watch after the credits.
Yeah.
So that was a really dumb decision to have such a major reveal happen
that would be a pretty large reveal, and to have that happen after the credits when people have either A, changed the channel, or B, don't tend to think that there's anything but episode previews.
Move on to episode 12, the final episode, and I didn't want to do this one because I wanted to give this as much effort as Pierrot did, which is none. Kaneki sees all of the other people he's met in Anteku. It's this flashback moment. He's sitting there with, we see Hide, and she says, oh, Hide's with me, and these people are with me, and Idami's here, Koma's here.
Strange thing to show.
Fucking Yomo's here, Yoshimura's here, it's all these people, Nishio and his girlfriend.
You know, it's kind of like the final episode of Evangelion.
Was Tsukiyama in there?
I don't know.
I don't remember Tsukiyama. Wow, that just shows how much Kaneki cares about Tsukiyama.
It's like the last episode of Evangelion. Now, spoiler alert, nobody knows what the fuck is up with that ending. It is a mess of an episode. It got a lot of hate from fandom the world over. I don't know why anybody would try to say, hey, let's go with this type of thing, and it doesn't fucking work in the final episode.
Oh, I agree, but I see why they did it.
I see why they did it.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, no. We ended on this note last. Continue that before you show us this shit.
Yep. Here's one of my biggest problems with the shit we moved on to, because you didn't even handle that right. If you were to just move on with good material, fine, but it's not. Because all these people disappearing in Anteku, all of them disappear, but like 2 of them are fucking dead. You can go visit all these people if you're not a stubborn idiot.
And they're technically not even dead.
That's what I just said. That's what I said. Oh yeah, Yoshimura. That's right. He gets picked up and taken away.
No, and you know what I mean, Koma.
You're right.
They
didn't die. Well, I didn't count them. I was saying 2. I was gonna count fucking Yoshimura and Fuwagushi's mom.
Wait, she was in there?
Yeah. Toka is still fucking running. 3 fucking episodes. It started 3 fucking episodes ago. Glaringly in error. They saw the end cut and said, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit about my audience. Who gives a fuck?
Some say she's still running. A cafe.
There's some blood dripping throughout the whole episode between Hide and Kaneki while they were making coffee in this broken down Anteku. And blood is dripping, and you're left to, the way they shoot it, you're left to go, is it Kaneki? Is it Hide? I'm not entirely sure. This reveal wasn't worth anything. We knew who it probably was going to be, if I'm being honest. Hide fucking collapses, clearly bleeding all over the place. It doesn't help that the blood was moving around and Kaneki was sitting, so that was a terrible reveal.
I also want to point out my minor issue with it. The way the blood kept falling on the floor, it was like, it's like you were intentionally ripping clumps of blood out of you and just throwing it.
It's a pump, it's a spigot. And honestly, the worst part, honestly, that is stupid as shit, but there's an even worse thing, which I didn't think there could be, but there is. He fucking sees Hide collapse and die, and his reaction is just dead stare, single tear. This is the same character who had mental breakdowns over finding out he was a ghoul, and who often made it clear about how much he cares about his best friend, and that's his reaction. You know, I wouldn't get so mad if they didn't do the whole seizures thing after Yamori, because after Yamori you could argue he's dead inside, and that's why he doesn't have as much emotion, but they ruin that by constantly showing him flip out. Little flip out here, little flip out here, all these little things setting up. Where's the payoff? This could have been the payoff!
He's mentally unstable right now.
This could have been it!
Yeah, and this should have been the moment where he just freaks out or just actually breaks down crying.
The intro plays over the fucking whole thing with Yomo stopping Toka, she's trying to follow Kaneki and Hide. That's really well done.
Bring
back that intro,
bring back the song from the first season.
I think that playing over that, it's cliche at this point to have the final scene have the first intro. It is a very anime thing to do now. Still liked it, not gonna lie. It's at the beginning end of it being annoying.
Like I said, cliches can still be a good thing.
We spent 5 full minutes seeing Kaneki carry Hide through the streets dead.
Yeah.
Why don't the CCG attack him? Why is this unattacked? Are they just waiting for him to get to Arima? Do they know Arima's there? Why are they letting him do... This is a Jesus thing. That's literally what this is. Yeah. It's just like the...
Carrying his cross.
It's just, what the fuck is the point. You made every one of those idiots in the back look just like that. Idiots. This is a horrible organization. This is why all of our fucking questions are answered. Yeah. This is why Mato didn't go after Hinami when she fucking yelled behind the... All of our things are answered because the CCG are apparently terrible. I just want to bring up the fire happened. So did Loser die in the fire? Are we implying that in the anime?
Yeah, what happened to that fucking bird?
Because he was in a cage in Nanteku.
That's a question for both the manga and anime. What happened to that fucking bird?
I might have missed something. She might have carried him away earlier. I don't remember, but...
Who knows?
I don't remember that. Okay, let's put it this way. You see this shot of white hair at the end that could go one of two ways. You could argue your idea.
It's referencing like Heisei or some shit. Or
White
it's supposed to be symbolic, the opposite of when they were showing Kaneki's hair being black despite it still being white.
That's the one that I think, because this episode really brought Kaneki back as a human character, and by that I don't mean human ghoul, I mean a human character, if that makes sense. He's understandable, he's compassionate to a degree, you know what I'm saying? He has human features, and they do that by showing that his hair is going back to black at random shots. Not literally, but you see it. And then the final shot is just stationary white, no black. And I took that as, since it was Adima's last standing in the shot, I took that as Adima has none of that. He is, as you mentioned, a robot. He is blank. He is not human. He is not compassionate. He has none of that. Or wait, did we mention that Eto's card never comes back with Hinami?
Yeah. We said earlier the card does not come back.
Just in case we didn't, it doesn't fucking come back. They don't fucking care.
Also, we end after the credits with, well, we fade to black as the credits, I think, roll there.
Yeah.
And the lyrics. But we come back, and it's Toka, obviously clearly older, opening up.
Because this is important.
Opening up her new cafe.
It is important. You got to set up that new fucking season that we're not sure we're getting.
Yeah, you got to set up for that adaptation of the second manga. That is going to make sense if you try to tie it in.
Hey, here's an idea. Don't set up a fucking season that fans don't want to fucking see. Don't flip off the source material's audience.
Yeah.
And then try to go, oh, another season? You guys want another season? I don't want another fucking season unless Madman does it.
I read it, and I don't want Ri to be adapted if it means they're going to have to fuck everything up to tie it into Rude.
I'm fucking done with this. Fuck the intro. Fuck you, Pierrot. I don't give a fuck who we are. I give a fuck who you are, and I hope you get blacklisted in Anime Studio Hollywood. Go fuck yourself. Have a nice week. We'll see you next week. Fuck you, Pierrot.
We don't care. We don't give a fuck. It's not about the money, it's not about the luck. We don't care, we don't give a fuck. It's not about the money, it's not about the luck. We don't care, we don't give a fuck. It's not about the money, it's not